Okay, so yes, I am aware that this is stupidly late. It's been a week about since Record Store Day. I know everybody has already posted their videos. Why am I posting now? I haven't had a single free moment to, and every single free moment I have had after work and school has been sleeping or doing coursework. So, I am finally able to make this video. I understand some people don't like Record Store Day, and I understand the reasons. I totally respect those reasons. But all I ask is that you don't tell me your reasons, because I already know. And I like positivity, and I had a great time, and I don't want that to be spoiled by negativity. So, a couple things. Sorry about the lighting, because I'm not able to do this during daylight hours. I just have too much going on. I'm not at home at all. So, it's nighttime, and this lighting setup is horrible. I'm super washed out, and I apologize. Last thing, I used to have a different account. It didn't have that many videos at all. Somehow, between the last video I made there, which was a long time ago, and now, my account got deleted. I tried to contact YouTube. I haven't heard anything back. I don't really care too much. I'm just curious why it happened. I only had a few videos, and to be honest, I've sold a lot of vinyl since then that I didn't really listen to, and I've bought a ton of new, and maybe it's just good. Maybe it's a good little restart. So yeah, hi, I'm Amanda. This is my first video on this account. But yeah, without any further ado, let me get into Record Store Day. So, just a little precursor of what happened that day. I was planning on going early in the morning. Let me just say, my record store is the biggest record store in Hudson Valley, New York. For an independent store, it is very, very big. If you ever wanted to look it up, it's called Dark Side Records. I think it's darksiderecords.com. And it's always a great experience going there. And because it is the biggest in the Hudson Valley, tons of people go there. So, I went on their Instagram at one point the day before, because I was just getting hyped up for Record Store Day. And I look, and they just posted on their story, and they said, oh, first person just arrived, and it was 5:30 p.m. the night before. So I was like, holy crap, I got panicked. I thought after the first person got there, I thought the line was just gonna be insane. So I quickly did what I had to do, and I left. I was like, I didn't even think about it, because this is something that I do a lot actually for concerts and things, especially for concerts, is I'm big on, I know it's not for most people, and I totally get it, because it's a lot, but I camp out for things like general admission concerts and stuff. I will camp out, and I go very, very, very early to get either a good seat or to get what I need. I'm often like first online for things just because I don't care how long I wait. It's just something I like to do. It's fun. You always meet new people, and it's worth it when you get in there and you either get the best spot or you get what you need to get. So anyway, I went there. I brought nothing but a chair and like, you know, a little camping chair. And I was fifth online, and I got there at 6:30 p.m. the night before. Keep in mind, doors open at 9. So I was there for 14 and a half hours. So I was fifth online. Nobody came after me for probably like a few hours, and then a couple other guys came, and then nobody for hours. So it was mostly me and the people in front of me who were hanging out the whole time. It was 2 couples and 2 guys, but I counted the couples as 1 person because they were buying as groups, and as you know, it's 1 per person, so it was 1 per couple. So I considered myself fifth online because, you know, it was 4 entities in front of me. The older couple and an older guy in front of me were regulars, and they had gone to that Record Store Day before. I had not, because I lived in the city for 5 years. I lived in the city when I started collecting vinyl, and I just went to the Record Store Days in the city, which were very different. And I just moved back here this year, so they were telling me how it worked and stuff, and we hung out. It rained all night, but the record store owners, who are so nice, they are some of the best business owners I have ever met. They're so nice, so funny, so just great. They're young. They put up tents. They put up a bunch of tents, just with the tops, no sides, so like overhangs. And then the older couple in front of me brought a bunch of tarps to put over, so that way nobody would get wet, because it was raining, and blowing so we wouldn't get the wind or the rain blowing in. So it was so nice because it was kind of warm that night. So we were just hanging out. We ordered some food. We were talking about music and records and just so much, and about what we all did for a living, and everybody was so funny and nice. So it was just like the little group of us. And then eventually, like, the two guys behind me kind of got in on it too, and it was just like the little group of us, like 5 to 7 people, just hanging out and just having a really good time for these 14 hours. We all just had a great time, and it was an amazing experience. And then finally, like, doors open and stuff at 9. It was a huge, like, event. They had, like, a podcast happening. They had a local radio station. They had coffee online. They had live performances. They had, obviously, the beer. They had raffles. They had, I said live performances. Oh, yeah, they had puppies because of the charity that they were supporting with the raffles was a local animal rescue. So it was just so much going on. It was such a great experience. This has been such a long ramble. Let me get into what I got. First, I got some free goodies. I know that a bunch of people just kind of got, like, the minimum of, like, just what everybody kind of gets. They gave us a lot. I don't know if it was because I was one of the first people, or if everybody got this much. I'd be kind of surprised if everybody got this much. But, yeah. So, first off, just something that everybody got in general. Just everybody during Record Store Day. The bag. The official bag. Ours wasn't customized. I know some were, but that's okay, because I also got this bag, because I got so many records, which I will tell you how many records I got in a moment, but it's just a little play on the grocery bag. So it just says Dark Side Records instead. So now I have 2 more reusable bags to record shop with, which is fun. And then, of course, like everybody, got this, which is the little contest thing, which I actually didn't know about until after I left, which is annoying, but it was like that contest to win the Warner Brothers records. Warner Brothers, 4 Warner Brothers records, 60th anniversary double LP albums. That would have been cool to enter, but I didn't know until after I left. I got this, like, raw rolling papers lanyard. Oh, I got a Dark Side Records sticker. I think everybody got this for their own record store, or most people, like a little sticker, customized sticker. So just like everybody else, I got the official Record Store Day poster, which I love. I love the colors and the design on this one. Very fun. I got this, like, little magazine, this little zine. I haven't read it yet, but just a random little magazine. I got a Wilco pin. It says Wilco Being There, limited edition of 4,000. It's actually a really nice pin. I don't know if you can really see. There we go. It's actually a nice pin. Then everybody got this though too. It just says it's the Pearl Jam 2019 Record Store Day Ambassador pin. I got this CD. That's a Record Store Day, the music you'll be looking for on a future trip to the record store. And it's a CD, and it just has a bunch of random songs. The only band on here I've ever heard of was The Story So Far. But I'll give it a listen. We'll see if there's anything interesting on it. But that's the CD. This Stax magnet. I got this free. I don't know if everybody got this or just like the first bunch of people online. Eric Church 45. I don't listen to Eric Church at all. Like, at all. I don't know anything about this. It's just a black 45 on EMI Records in Nashville, which is a Universal Music Company label. And its side A is Heart Like a Wheel, and side B is Monsters. So I'll see if that's anything. I'll obviously give it a spin. I got these. Well, I technically only got one, but they're incense. I burn incense, obviously. Otherwise, I wouldn't be showing you really. But the guy I was hanging out with, one of the guys online, he said that he did not burn incense, so he gave his to me. So I have 2. This one is just called Dragon's Blood. Smells pretty good. And this one is Cannabis, which also smells very good. So, looking forward to burning those. This Record Store Day pick, actually I got 2 of these, but I just tried to do like a makeup guru thing. I got 2 of these. This one just says the Dario on the back. but the other one says Joe Bonamassa. I know a bunch of people got that. This t-shirt, this big t-shirt, it's a size large. It's massive, and it just has a turntable on it. And then there's nothing on the back, and then on the sleeve it just says Audio Technica. But yeah, it's a cozy shirt that seems like it would be nice to either sleep or just like lounge around in. I would have liked it, like if it were like a medium or a small, I would wear this. It's a cool little shirt. Like out, I mean. I could wear it out, but you know. On to the records now. I got a lot. That's why I got 2 bags. I got 18 records. Is it too much? Yes. Did I spend too much money? Yes. But I enjoy it. This is kind of, this and Black Friday are what I splurge on every year. So just let me have this. I know it's a lot of money. I know certain things in here you're going to be like, why the hell did you buy that? Literally, the reason a lot of people didn't buy certain things here is because they cost astronomically too much. But I bought them because they make me happy, and I will explain each one. So, like I said, 18 records, only one 45. One of them is a 45. So, I will show you the 45 first, and that is The Night We Met by Lord Huron. It's typically not the music I listen to, but I actually enjoyed Lord Huron a lot, and specifically off of Strange Trails, the album Strange Trails. I really like The Night We Met, even though it's the version without Phoebe Bridgers. I think this one's a little bit better than that. Specifically that one, and a song called Meet Me in the Woods. You should listen to that. Meet Me in the Woods by Lord Huron. That's a very underrated song. And the 45 itself, it's so funny that I'm showing you these because you've probably seen them so many times by now. But if you haven't, it's black, and then on this side, it has a cool little design, constellation design here. I haven't spun this yet to see what it sounds like, but I really enjoy the song. I think the version with Phoebe Bridgers is fantastic. Her voice is phenomenal. I haven't really listened to anything of Phoebe Bridgers. I know a bunch of people said that they literally like this song mostly because of Phoebe Bridgers. I know that this song gained its fame off of 13 Reasons Why. That's not how I discovered Lord Huron, but I watched 13 Reasons Why, and I know that, yeah, it became big off of that show. But yeah, so I got this as my 45. And then the rest are my 17, I believe it's 17 LPs. So I'll just get straight into it. This first one I got was, if you're a fan of this band, you know we have been waiting for this LP since this album came out. Granted, it was only in 2017, but they also released their debut album after, and it went straight to vinyl. And they released their first LP, and it went straight to vinyl, or yeah, I'm not sure, did it go straight to vinyl? Well, it's on vinyl either way. But this specifically, the double LP that came out in between, was not on vinyl, and it was making all of us very upset. This was my first record that I picked up. This was the one that grabbed my eye first. From the Fires, their double LP. You either love Greta Van Fleet or you think they're Led Zeppelin ripoff. If you think they're Led Zeppelin ripoff, all I have to say is you haven't listened to more than 2 or 3 of their songs, because it just doesn't make sense to think that they're a ripoff of. I have a whole, that could be a whole different spiel. My favorite off of this would probably be Flower Power, Safari Song, Black Smoke Rising, An Edge of Darkness. Highway Tune is great too. That's like their biggest, that's how most people find out about them. That's how I found out about them, was through Highway Tune. Highway Tune and Safari Song are their most Led Zeppelin-esque sounding songs. But all of the songs on here are great. They also cover A Change Is Gonna Come and Meet on the Ledge in this. You can't copy a band as iconic as Led Zeppelin. If you try to copy it, it's not going to come out right. It's just going to come out sounding like a tribute band, which in my opinion these guys don't. Josh Kiska's voice, it's his voice. He can't help that he sounds like Robert Plant a lot of the time. It's literally, if you hear him talking, that's his voice. So, whatever. Greta Van Fleet, I think they're phenomenal. They're really nice guys. This was just a first release, so it's going to be coming out wide soon, but I'm very happy that this is finally on vinyl. Next up is one that, it's funny because like almost every video I've watched, people have gotten this. It's a band that actually I'm typically not a huge fan of, but this era was easily their best era, and this live show was fantastic. It's just like kind of infamous as a show. Green Day, Woodstock 1994, obviously with the Dookie cover that is kind of pasted over with duct tape and mud, because if you know anything about the show, you know that it's infamous for the fans chucking mud onto the stage at the end, and the band kind of fucking with them a little bit with that. Like I said, typically Green Day is not my kind of music, but this era, I really liked them in this era, and this show was just, they were just so good on that stage. You could just look it up on YouTube if you want. I think they have two different versions, though. One of them doesn't include, like, one of them's censored, I guess you could say. I don't know, and it doesn't include the mud fight at the end. But, look up the one with the mud fight, and it's a fun watch. The next one was a blind buy, actually. I haven't seen that many people say that they got this, and I did see some extra ones the day after Record Store Day, so I don't know if it was too big of a hit. I've only listened to a few of these songs, or a few songs from this band, but I really enjoy them, so I was kind of like, alright, I'll give this a go. It's Sublime Nug's Best of the Box. I haven't actually spun this yet, but it came on what sounded like a really cool designed vinyl, which was red and yellow starburst, right? It said red and yellow, even though it's kind of like reddish oranges. And the colors on it are very, very pretty. But the problem is that my version of it is, it's pretty good, but it could be better. So the colors are gorgeous. But do you see what I mean? Like, it kind of doesn't starburst too much around here, but then right here it's just all orange. But you can't get like a perfect design every time you get like a splatter or a starburst or whatever. There's another one in here that I really got gypped on, but I'll show that when it comes. But yeah, it's still pretty. I'm looking forward to spinning that though, and seeing how I enjoy some of their other stuff. It came with this insert with, I think, yeah, notes under every song. There's like a little blurb about each song, and then just some art in this insert. Some collages, I mean. Next up was something I don't think I saw anybody get in their videos. This one was a limited run / regional focus, so I don't know where exactly this was released, but it was out of only 1,500, and I got, it's numbered on the back, hand numbered, 1341 out of 1,500. It's the Struts, Young and Dangerous. This one's a very pretty pressing. This band actually, Greta Van Fleet, before they got like really big, before they blew up, they were opening for the Struts, and it's really interesting because just recently the Struts opened a show for them, so it kind of switched, because Greta just is absolutely blown up. I'm sure you probably heard the Struts, especially like Body Talks. Body Talks is their biggest hit, but this nice, like this light kind of is washing everything out, but it's this nice kind of deep gold, which goes well with that black and gold label. And I think it fits. If you've ever seen this band either live or even in their videos, Luke, the lead singer, is very like flamboyant and very, very energetic, and just kind of like this crazy guy, and I think the gold fits him well. And then it also comes with this little, was this a sleeve? Yeah, this was the original inner sleeve that the disc came in. So there's the band. It's just like, it's kind of like this little blurb kind of the band. I don't know how to explain it. And then there's a track list, and then each member and their thanks. That is track list. Sorry, you can see the reflection. Yeah, this is a fun album. Next one I don't have to explain to you at all, and that was John Lennon's raw studio mixes from Imagine. It was just a first release. So yeah, this is like a little blurb, and then the track list and credits. I actually haven't spun this one yet either, which I might do that tonight actually. I'm thinking about doing that tonight. The other thing with this is, I knew it was coming with the poster, but I didn't know that it was going to be big. For some reason I was imagining it to be like a 12 by 18 or something, but it's big, which I like a lot. I'm definitely going to hang this. And it's nice, huge, I think, is this 24 by 36? This almost looks 24 by 36, right? I think it is. But war is over if you want it poster. So the next one I picked up was also one that everybody got, like everybody, and that's Weezer's Teal album. As far as cover albums go, this is probably one of my favorite for sure. And then this is the original inner sleeve, and this nice pink and teal theme here. I really like the outer sleeve. It's like kind of almost a lighter pink and a lighter teal. And the record is a gorgeous teal color that's not quite opaque, but also not quite translucent. Like, you can see shadows behind it. You see how you can see my hand? But, like, it's a really cool, it matches the cover really well. But yeah, that's pretty much everybody got that one, so you all know what that looks like. And I was really lucky with this one, which is Weezer, Dusty James, and Raw Nuggets. I was 5th online, but this was already the last copy they had. I think they only had 2 or 3 of these. And I haven't seen it since. I think they were bought out around me, at least. These are really popular. And I know that there were only 4,000 for this, which is like a lot, but it's for, like, a lot of these are like around 7,000 or 8,000. So 4,000 for a Weezer is, it's understandable that it was very few per store. And then it just comes with this insert. There's a blurb about every song on there. And remember when I said earlier that I was gypped on a certain press? This was the press I was talking about. So, blue and white marble. Sounds great, right? The blue on this is this gorgeous, deep, really, really deep blue. And it's a beautiful blue. Look at the goddamn marble. Look! It's not even there. It's literally the faintest white specks. I think it's even stronger on camera than it is in person, and you can still barely see it on camera. The blue itself is beautiful, but I may as well have just gotten a blue record, because this is this can't be considered marble. So, I hope other people's turned out a little better than that. I don't mind that much. Like, I like colored presses, but, like, it's not going to make or break something if it's not the way I thought it would be, because it's all about the music, baby. So, Weezer. So that's that. Next one. Everybody knows this one. I actually didn't see a ton of people that picked this up, but it had a huge release. It's an exclusive, but it was 20,000 pressings, and I've seen I saw a bunch of these left over at that record store and other record stores after the day after record store day, and it's David Bowie pinups. 20,000. It's not even an exclusive. I mean, it's yes, it's technically exclusive, but it's 20,000 copies. Anyway. This is the insert. It has some lyrics on this side, same picture, and then just like band members and stuff here. And then as for the picture disc, so that's side 1, side 2. Look at how great that hair is. This is the world of David Bowie. Decca 90 for their 90th anniversary. I haven't listened to any of this series. It's a really random series if you like look at the titles on the back, but yeah, this has a bunch of early Bowie, as you can tell from the cover, and it has this the little stereo cutout here with the blue, and it's this beautiful blue pressing with this green label. Blue and green are my favorite colors together, so I love that. But it doesn't show as well on camera. Nothing really does, but it's this gorgeous, like, kind of bright but like deep blue with a green Decca label. And then also, I don't really know why I'm showing you all this, because you have all seen this a million times over, I'm sure, but I just, you gotta add it. This is the original inner sleeve, which is a nice older style inner sleeve with like equipment and notices and, you know, stereo information. If I'm not mistaken, that Pinups album was probably the biggest, like, release with 20,000. I couldn't imagine anything else was bigger, but let me know if I'm wrong, so I could definitely be wrong. Anyway, next up, another Decca title is Big Hits, High Tide and Green Grass, the Rolling Stones. You already know this. I don't need to say anything about it. This, I know that on some copies this is the back, but this is the front of mine. This is a mono pressing. So the gatefold here. Nick there. Then comes with an insert as well. Got the whole young, very, very young Stones. Brian over there. I know a bunch of people picked this one up too. I had an old copy of this, but it was kind of just like beat up and not great, so I was definitely on that when they announced it. Oh, and comes on, it's a green record with a blue label. It looks almost bluish, the vinyl itself. And I guess you could call it kind of a bluish green, but it's much more green in person. Like I said, it's mono. Alright, sorry for another distraction. My dog's here. I had him a puppy. He knows whenever the camera's out. He is very camera shy. But yes, the green record is very nice. I also picked up Through the Past Darkly Volume 2 Big Hits. So this one is interesting because it kind of resembles the world of David Bowie in both that stereo label. So here's the gatefold. It also has this same inner sleeve that is the old style inner sleeve. And then orange and blue. Isn't that cool? If you hold it up to the light, it's very like an interesting, almost ombre looking orange, which you can't really tell on camera, but nice little pressing on that, nice little color pressing. Like, I know that a lot of people don't like color pressings. They insist that any color other than black just never sounds as good, but I've had a lot of good experiences with color pressings. I think it just depends on how it's done. If it's done well, it's going to sound good. This has also Brian Jones. Let me see the memorial there. The next one, it's funny because the two that really caught my eye first were Greta Van Fleet and this one, and both of them were pretty cheap releases compared to a lot of them. But if there's something you should know about me, it's that Bob Dylan is my favorite artist of all time, and I love the man. So when I saw this, I was so excited because I had listened to the bootleg. And this is one of my top, they're always shifting, but this is always in my top 4 albums of his. But this is the test pressing, the New York test pressing original of Bob Dylan's Blood on the Tracks. I'm a Bob Dylan kind of completist, you could say. I will take anything Bob Dylan's in. I know some of it's not his best work, and then I also have like some bootleg records that are just kind of not great and they don't sound great, but I'm just kind of a completionist when it comes to him because I love him so much. But this isn't the case with that at all. I'm really happy that they released this. I know a lot of people got this, like most people that I saw their videos, they got this, obviously, but I was so excited and so good. Alright, so that's all for single like LPs. So then I have some bigger sets to show you here. This one I was also very excited when I saw it on there because I've been listening to this on YouTube for the longest time. I cut up, there's the entire concert on YouTube. I'm sure there's single song videos as well, but it was the stupidest thing. I took that video MP3. It wasn't the video, it was the audio, but just with like a picture over it on YouTube. And then I took the MP3 and I split it, so I had these songs on MP3 for a long time, for a really long time. The fact that this came out was the coolest thing, and this was definitely one of the big ones I was looking for also. And that was Elton John, Live from Moscow, with Ray Cooper. And this is one of my favorite live shows of all time. This was the first time, I'm sure pretty much all of you know this, this was the first time that a Westerner played music for this, in Soviet Russia. So this is a gatefold. I love the inside. It's so simple, but it has like this really Soviet kind of feel to it. It kind of reminds me of, if any of you watch like superhero movies or Marvel, Captain America the Winter Soldier, the end credits, because that was a Soviet themed thing also, but doesn't that kind of like look like the ending credits of that a bit? And it matches the back. A lot of people were complaining that these weren't red, which I can understand, like that would be, you know, what you would think they would be. But I actually really, really dig the ultra clear. It's just so clean looking. So yeah, I am so happy that they released this. This has a fantastic track list too. If you're at all an Elton John fan, just a music fan in general, this is a fantastic. Even if you don't have this vinyl, this record set, this double LP, you should just go on YouTube and listen to this show, because it is just the emotion in it and just his renditions of everything. So that's the set list there. And it's funny because I'm just seeing now a lot of the multiple LP things that I got, pretty much all of them except for one, are live things. It was it's an exclusive, but it was to 8,000, so it was a lot, and a ton of people got this. It's Woodstock, the soundtrack. I had listened to this online a million times, but I actually didn't have this album, surprisingly. But now I have it. When I saw it on there, I was like, oh yeah, definitely have to buy that. So that's the gatefold, of course. I really dug the like hype sticker type things. All of them had this Record Store Day thing, but since I was already putting stickers on, I just put the Record Store Day one on there too. And then I kept both stickers. The hypes, this sticker, limited edition of 8500, DJ Copy Mono Soundboard Edition. And then this says, this is a documentary recording of the events at Woodstock. It would be most advisable to screen this record carefully before clearing it for airplay. I just thought that was a cool little sticker to add. I spun all of these. It sounds great. If you're a music fan, you've heard this album before, obviously. But I actually don't think I spun the last record, to be honest with you. I still have to listen to that side, but I want to know what your guys' like favorite things that you picked up were. What were you most excited about? Were you excited this year? Did you think, oh, there aren't that many releases? There are not too many things that I want, because I know sometimes, certain years, they don't have the selection for me, but I see different ones that like people with different music tastes than me would like. So I think it just all depends. Nobody can ever be pleased all of the time. Like this year, I really liked the selection, but I know a lot of people didn't, which is fine. But yeah, that's Woodstock. And then another live. I think they did a great job with the live selection this year, because it was these three and Green Day that I got live, and they had a bunch of other live stuff too, but obviously I can't spend more than this. This is already way too much money. But this is one of my favorite bands of all time, Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, Four-Way Street. This one I was very excited to see. I know most people have heard this album, but if for whatever reason you haven't, listen to it. Neil Young's voice in this, man. It's so interesting that, you know, they were in such a volatile time when this was recorded, because they're so in sync and just incredible together on that stage. And then to know that they were having these, like, world famous, horrible, like, squabbles backstage, and just, they were just falling apart. And then soon after this was recorded, they split up, of course. And then they got back together in '74 without Neil. It's just so strange to think about. And then it's interesting to kind of think about when you listen to the album as well, because they just work so well together on that stage, man. Okay, so this last one is one that I know I will probably get judged a little bit for, because people saw this, most people I know, rightfully so, saw this and said, the price tag on that means I'm not getting that. That is ridiculous. No sane human would purchase this. I am a super fan of this show, of this creators. Okay, not a super fan, like I'm not like collecting figurines and have posters all over my house of them. But this, I grew up on this show. I have a huge place in my heart for it, and that is South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. The box set, I got number 254, so it's a nice, pretty low number. It's a lenticular cover. This is the one that was $75. And then, so since I got before 2500, that means I got the red and orange edition, so that means Cartman and Kenny. I unfortunately was not one of the 10 people to get the autograph, but then it has this little Terrence and Phillip pop out. Like that. I was thinking almost of not opening it, but then I was like, you know what, I'm not going to sell this. I'll have it on, like, I might have it on display just because I really like the look of the lenticular. But, I'm not, I want to listen to it. So, this is the red Cartman themed. Basic red, very basic. But it looks, I like that they put the hat color as the label. Like, this is the, orange for Kenny. I'm very happy I picked this up. My store only had, I think somebody had called them beforehand and they said if you have each number, because 1 to 2500 was the Kenny Cartman, and 2501 to 5000 was Stan and Kyle. So, which was blue and green, obviously. And so they called and they asked my store that if they had both numbers, would they be willing to overrule the 1 per person rule and give one of each copy? And they said yes. But when I got there, I asked them about it, and they said, "Oh, we only have before 2500." So these were the only ones they had, but that's okay. I don't mind. I'm just glad I got this at least. So, like I said, I know you're going to think I'm ridiculous. I know you're going to think, oh, she spent way too much money. What the hell is she doing? But I was expecting to get home after I bought this and think to just have complete buyer's remorse. But I have the opposite. I know for a fact that I would be upset if I didn't buy this, and I know I would go online to buy it, and now they're going for like very, very least $120 per copy. So I don't regret it at all. If you're not a fan of this show, and the movie, obviously, yeah, you would probably have some buyer's remorse. But also, why would you get it for $75, you know, if you don't like the show? Also, if you like the show and you're just like a casual, like, it's okay, I'll watch it once in a while. This was like a huge part of my childhood into my adolescence, and then even my young adulthood, and I am a young adult, but you know what I mean. Still watch it, and so when I saw this was coming out, I just wanted it. I wanted it, I bought it. So, but yeah, I really like the whole selection I got this go. I know a lot of people had like sticker shock, and a lot of the stuff was expensive this year. I will give you that. But I had some money, and I decided to get some records I wanted. And I don't have any buyer's remorse, which is great, because a lot of the time I'll come home and be like, I shouldn't have bought that. I probably maybe should have had some buyer's remorse, but I don't at all. Which is fun, you know? It's nice. It makes for the experience just to be better, but yeah. I luckily was able to get everything that I wanted, because I was so early. I almost didn't get that Weezer, but 17 total records I bought on Record Store Day. And that's them, folks. I know that this was late. I know that everybody already posted theirs, but I still wanted to participate in the fun, even though I wasn't available for like a week to film this. But I had a good time. I thought that there was a great selection, and the fact that I was able to get everything I wanted was fun. I spent too much money. Once again, thank you for watching, and I want to know what you guys thought of this Record Store Day. Were you, like I said, were you disappointed? Were you thrilled with the selection? Did you buy a lot? Did you buy a little? Were you able to get what you wanted? What was your experience like? You know? Did anything weird happen? Did you get there really late and you still got all the titles? Did you get there really early and still something was like sold out? But yeah, that's everything today. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to my new channel. Yeah, I'll probably have another video out pretty soon. I also have some other records I've gotten recently, so I might do another little haul video pretty soon. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you later. Bye.